There is a silent assassin in the life of every dreamer. It wears no mask, bears no blade, and yet it kills more ambition than failure ever could. It comes dressed as peace, disguised as rest, cloaked in convenience. Its name? Comfort. Comfort whispers to you with sweet lullabies that tell you you're doing fine, that there's no need to push harder, no reason to bleed, no cause to stretch. It tells you that mediocrity is safety, that effort is pain, and that pain is to be avoided at all costs. But what it doesn't tell you is that comfort is the slowest form of death. Because every empire begins with discomfort. Every revolution is born in unrest. Every chapter of greatness is inked in the ink of adversity. Look through history's lens. Was Edison comfortable when he failed 1,000 times to invent the light bulb? Was Lincoln comfortable as he stood alone, defying a nation divided by war? Was Walt Disney comfortable when he lived in his studio, sleeping beside his drawings, told over and over that he had no imagination? No, they were not comfortable. They were forged by fire, refined by friction, awakened by resistance. And so must you be. Because comfort doesn't build legacies, discomfort does. Mindset. The moment you prioritize comfort over challenge is the moment you start shrinking your future to fit your present. And that's the tragedy. Most people build their mindset like a padded cage. It's cozy, sure, but it's still a cage. The mind left unchallenged becomes dull, complacent, fragile. You must train it like a warrior trains their blade, daily, relentlessly, ruthlessly. Greatness doesn't come to those who tiptoe around difficulty. It comes to those who dance with it, who court discomfort like a lover, who embrace adversity like an old friend returning from battle. You don't rise when it's easy. You rise when you're exhausted, when your knees tremble, when the world tells you to quit, and you whisper back, not today. Belief. Belief is the invisible force that shatters limitations. But belief does not grow in the soil of ease. It is born in the furnace, in the heat of struggle, in the echo of defeat. Henry Ford believed he could make a car affordable to the common man in an era when only the rich could ride. That belief turned a vision into an industry. But belief without pressure is a fantasy. It's easy to believe when the skies are blue. Real belief is tested when the storm arrives, when nothing makes sense, when you failed again, when your dream is hanging by a thread. It's in that crucible where belief becomes unbreakable. Do you believe in your vision enough to be uncomfortable for it? To be laughed at, ridiculed, misunderstood? Because belief is not some wishful thought. It's a contract. And that contract must be signed with effort, with sacrifice, and with the willingness to be wildly uncomfortable. Clarity and vision. Clarity is the sword that cuts through the fog of confusion, but it doesn't show up while you're resting on the couch. It shows up in movement, in momentum, in the doing. Vision is not a daydream. Vision is a demand. It demands that you rise before the world does, that you act with intention, that you say no to things that do not serve your future self. Too many people wait for clarity to come before they move, but clarity comes because you move. Action reveals what thought alone cannot. Don't wait until you feel ready. Move until you feel real. Carnegie didn't build an empire by sitting in stillness waiting for a sign. He moved. He made decisions. He bet on himself when the odds were unclear. Clarity came not because he knew, but because he acted anyway. You cannot be passive and expect power, purpose, and discipline. Comfort offers pleasure. Purpose offers power. One fades, the other fuels. When you discover your purpose, discipline becomes a gift, not a punishment. The early mornings, the late nights, the missed parties, the quiet sacrifices, they all make sense when they are in service of something bigger than your comfort. Discipline is not the enemy of joy, it is the architect of it. Because every time you choose discipline over distraction, you cast a vote for the future you. Every time you say, no, I'm not settling. No, I'm not quitting. No, I'm not shrinking. You are chiseling the statue of your greatness, one choice at a time. Michelangelo did not find David. He removed everything that wasn't him. And so must you. Remove the excuses. Remove the fear. Remove the comfort. Action and momentum. Ideas are cheap. Action is priceless. The world does not pay for potential. It pays for results. Comfort tells you to wait until the stars align. Discomfort tells you to build your own sky. When you take action, the universe takes notice. Doors open, paths appear, not because they were handed to you, but because you dared to move when others froze. Momentum is not magic, it's mechanics. One hard decision, one uncomfortable conversation, one brave step into the unknown. That's how empires are built. Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Had he listened, had he sought comfort, the world would have never seen the castle that now defines dreams. But he moved. He dared. He kept going. You don't need permission to begin. You need courage to continue. Gratitude and adaptability. Even in discomfort, especially in discomfort, find gratitude. Because every struggle carries a seed of strength. Every setback holds the blueprint for a breakthrough. Be grateful, not for the pain itself, but for what it builds within you. Flexibility, tenacity, resilience. A mind that adapts cannot be broken. A soul that bends without snapping becomes unshakable. You cannot control the winds, but you can learn to sail. And the truth is, the greatest advantage you can ever have is not money, not talent, not connections. It is adaptability. The willingness to pivot, to shift, to reinvent, to start again, without ego, without entitlement. Adaptability is survival in motion, and gratitude is the fuel that keeps you grounded while you move. Resilience and learning. The path to greatness is paved with obstacles, not shortcuts. It's forged in fire, not comfort. Resilience is not avoiding the fall. It's rising every time you hit the ground. Think of Abraham Lincoln. 8 elections lost, countless public failures. He wasn't born into victory. He earned it through persistence that defied logic, through a spine that refused to bend, even when the world tried to break it. Your setbacks are not signals to stop. They are signals to sharpen, to adapt, to learn. Every time life knocks you down, you are being offered the opportunity to rise with new strength, new wisdom, and new hunger. Because every failure contains feedback. Every hardship contains a lesson. If you're willing to see the pain as the teacher and not the enemy, you'll become unstoppable. The student who never stops learning becomes the master who never stops growing. Growth does not live in the comfort zone. It lives on the edge, in the unknown, in the uncomfortable. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. If you want to live a life most never will, you must do what most never do. Choose discomfort, invite challenge, seek resistance, because beyond it lies the version of you the world is waiting for. Step beyond your comfort and step into your power.